Welcome back to the West Ham Network Extra. I am Alex, and today we're going to have a little chat about Nicholas Fullkrug, or Fuller as he prefers to be known. I have seen fans writing this guy off before he has even played 150 minutes of football for West Ham United. He has played 137 minutes of football for West Ham United and people are writing him off. What happened to giving a guy a chance? Seriously, what happened to giving a guy a chance? He hasn't really had enough time to show what he can do, to have a real impact, to get used to playing in a league that he's never played in before. He's played his whole career in Germany. He's coming over to the Premier League, which we know is a much different league to any other league in the world, and it's going to take him time to adapt. He's playing alongside players that he has never played alongside before. He's playing in a system that he may not be used to. It's going to take him some time. We've got to give him a goddamn chance. Now, I know a lot of fans think that we wasted our money on him, that he's too old. Maybe we should have spent our money on a younger, pacier striker. Now, should we have done that? Yeah, possibly. But that doesn't mean it was a mistake buying Fuller in. He is a good striker. He can score goals. He has scored goals wherever he has been before in the past. At Dortmund, he was averaging a goal every 222 minutes, which is an average of 2.5 games. At Werder Bremen, he was averaging a goal every 152 minutes, which is nearly a goal every 1.5 games. And at Hanover, he was averaging a goal every 208 minutes, which is averaging a goal every 2.3 games. So yeah, not the most prolific striker in the world, but they are not bad numbers. Not bad numbers. And if you compare it to Mikel Antonio for West Ham United, he has averaged a goal every 271 minutes, which is averaging a goal every 3 games. So Fuller has been averaging more goals per game, technically, than Antonio has for West Ham United. Now, is that me criticising Antonio? No. Look, we all know that Antonio is past his best and he shouldn't be our starting striker anymore. But he has been really good and he is a top Premier League goal scorer ever. And if we can get a striker in that can score the goals that he used to score for us, I think we would be fairly happy with that, considering the history that we have had with strikers recently. We have had a terrible history. And so we have gone a little bit different than what we used to. We have gone with a slightly older striker, and you may say, well, we did that with Ings, but yeah, Ings was a bit more of a desperation signing in my eyes. I always looked at that and thought, yeah, this was just a signing to try and appease the fans. Fuller is not. He is a player that I do see as very similar to Antonio in some ways and to Harry Kane in others. And I've said this before, I think he's got the footballing brain and finishing of Harry Kane, but he does have the strength and menace of Antonio. He doesn't have Antonio's pace, that is true, but a good striker doesn't necessarily need to have pace. Oliver Giroud, right, scored goals galore. He is France's all-time top goal scorer. He was never blessed with a huge amount of pace, but he had a good footballing brain, and that's what Fuller has. He has a good footballing brain, but he does need time to adapt. He does. I mean, he had a few minutes against Aston Villa, came on, didn't have a real impact in the game. It was his, first competitive game, so that was kind of understandable. He came on against Crystal Palace, and I thought he looked decent. He had really good movement. He had a couple of good touches and created a few opportunities. Didn't get his goal, though. He started in the game against Bournemouth, and he did have a poor game, but you've got to take a couple of things into consideration. One, I don't think any player had a particularly good game in the Bournemouth game, and the 2 players sitting behind him were Souček and James Ward-Prowse. So there wasn't a lot of creativity in the team to help create chances for him. And then, of course, he did come on against Man City. Well, at the end of the day, that's Man City. So has he set the world alight so far? No. But as I say, he's played 137 minutes of football. 137 minutes of football. That is not even the equivalent of 2 games. You've got to give the man a chance. He can score goals. And once he's got used to the league, once he's got used to playing alongside all the other players that we have brought in, and we are playing our strongest team, which does have a lot more, on paper at least, a lot more creativity in it, they will be able to create more opportunities for him to score. And you give that guy an opportunity, I think he is definitely going to be taking those opportunities more than some other strikers that we have had at West Ham United over the past few years. So I do have confidence that he can still do well at West Ham United. Is that what's going to happen? I don't know. We don't know. He could be a flop. But I'm not going to say, and I'm not going to judge him before he's had an opportunity and he's had game time to settle into West Ham United and get used to the league and get used to playing alongside all the other players. And once he's been given that opportunity and he's had a decent amount of game time, then we can start to judge him a little bit more than we can right now. So let's just give him a chance. He's a West Ham United player. He's here at West Ham. You may not have wanted him at West Ham United, but he's here now. Support him. Get behind him, because that's what he needs now. He needs our support. And I do have a really, really good feeling about him, and hopefully that feeling is proven true. Let's not forget as well, we did score a couple of goals for Germany in the Euros, and they weren't particularly good in the Euros, and that was like 5 games. So yeah, they weren't bad scoring 2 goals in that competition either. Anyway, that's it from me today. I will be back tonight, because I am now after midnight, on the West Ham network for Alex's TikTok takeover. So if you want to chat about this more, please come over and have a chat. I love to have an argument, apparently. I don't really, but it's what it usually happens on that. And yeah, that's it. If you've liked this video, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Anyway, good morning, good evening, good night, whenever you are watching this. Come on, UI.